everyone. Welcome to my channel. Now we can see the topic of the Lahore Fort and the Shalimar Gardens. The inscribed property includes two distinct royal complexes, the Lahore Fort and the Shalimar Gardens, both located in the city of Lahore, at a distance of 7 kilometers from each other. The two complexes, one characterized by monumental structures and the other by extensive water gardens, are outstanding examples of Mughal artistic expression at its height, as it evolved during the 16th and 17th centuries. The Mughal civilization, a fusion of Islamic, Persian, Hindu and Mongol sources, from whence the name Mughal derives, dominated the Indian subcontinent for several centuries and strongly influenced its subsequent development. The Lahore Fort, situated in the northwest corner of the walled city of Lahore, occupies a site which has been occupied for several millennia. Assuming its present configuration during the 11th century, the fort was destroyed and rebuilt several times by the early Mughals during the 13th to the 15th centuries. The 21 monuments which survive within its boundaries comprise an outstanding repertory of the forms of Mughal architecture from the reign of Akbar. 1542–1605. Characterized by standardized masonry of baked brick and red sandstone courses relieved by Hindu motifs including zoomorphic corbels, through that of Shah Jahan. 1627–58. Characterized by the use of luxurious marbles, inlays of precious materials and mosaics, set within exuberant decorative motifs of Persian origins. Akbar's efforts are exemplified in the Masjidi Gate flanked by two bastions and the Khana-e-Qaso and public and private audience hall. Akbar's successor, Jahangir, finished the large North Court. 1617–18. Begun by Akbar and, in 1624–25. Decorated the north and northwest walls of the fort. Shah Jahan added a fairy tale-like complex of buildings surrounding the court of Shah Jahan, Diwan-e-Khas, Lal Burj, Khwabga-e-Jahangiri, and the Shish Mahal. 1631–32. One of the most beautiful palaces in the world, sparkling with mosaics of glass, gilt, semi-precious stones and marble screening. The Shalimar Gardens, constructed by Shah Jahan in 1641–2, is a Mughal garden, layering Persian influences over medieval Islamic garden traditions, and bearing witness to the apogee of Mughal artistic expression. The Mughal garden is characterized by enclosing walls, a rectilinear layout of paths and features, and large expanses of flowing water. The Shalimar Gardens cover 16 hectares, and is arranged in 3 terraces descending from the south to the north. The regular plan, enclosed by a crenellated wall of red sandstone, disposes square beds on the upper and lower terraces and elongated blocks on the narrower, intermediate terrace. Within, elegant pavilions balance harmoniously arranged poplar and cypress trees, reflected in the vast basins of water. The 21 monuments preserved within the boundaries of Lahore Fort comprise an outstanding repertory of the forms of Mughal architecture at its artistic and aesthetic height, from the reign of Akbar 1542–1605 through the reign of Shah Jahan 1627–58. Closing parenthesis. Equally, the Shalimar Gardens, laid out by Shah Jahan in 1641–2, embodies Mughal garden design at the apogee of its development. Both complexes together may be understood to constitute a masterpiece of human creative genius. The Mughal forms, motifs and designs developed at Lahore Fort and Shalimar Gardens have been influenced by design innovations in other royal Mughal enclaves but have also exerted great influence in subsequent centuries on the development of artistic and aesthetic expression throughout the Indian subcontinent. The design of the monuments of Lahore Fort and the features of the Shalimar Gardens bears a unique and exceptional testimony to the Mughal civilization at the height of its artistic and aesthetic accomplishments in the 16th and 17th centuries. The inclusion by the World Heritage Committee of the originally separate Lahore Fort and the Shalimar Gardens nominations in a single inscribed property in 1981 broadened the range of design expressions, from monumental structures to water gardens, representing Mughal artistic and aesthetic achievements included in the property, and enhanced the overall integrity of the property. Both of the complexes in the inscription as they survive today are complete in and of themselves. The Lahore Fort complex includes all 21 surviving monuments within the defined fort boundaries, and the Shalimar Gardens includes all of the various water terraces and pavilions within its enclosing wall. However, missions to the property 2003, 2005, 2009 have noted that the Badshahi Masjid Royal Mosque and the tomb of Ranjit Singh, although located outside the fort proper, form an integral part of its physical and historical context, and suggested their inclusion within the inscribed property would enhance its integrity. However, the accidental destruction of 2 of the 3 hydraulic works and related walls of the Shalimar Gardens in 1999 for widening the Grand Trunk Road from Lahore to Mughal significantly marred the integrity of the gardens, and the property